Indeed. And greetings unto you, beloved and holy friend. Thank you for joining me again, sharing another moment, showing up. I just pulled one of my own hairs out. Oops. For being a drop, right? And yet, without you, there is no rain. I I had this moment today when it started raining and I was meditating and I was thinking to myself, I'm grateful for every single drop of rain that's falling. And then I thought to myself, I am like a drop of rain, right? Considering myself like one of these drops falling to the ground. And then it came to me that it's not rain if only a single drop fell to the ground, right? Like we won't see a single drop fall on the ground and be like, oh, it's raining. No, maybe, but I don't think so. So I want to kind of touch specifically today on this understanding that you are essential, dear friend, absolutely critically essential for this shower of love we're trying to pour over the world. Realize that you are worthy, friend. Build some self-esteem, if you will. Hey, Shannon, it's nice having you here. I see Connor is here too. Even Jasmine, so nice having you, friend. Lolo as well. Natalie, Joy Vive. You friends are so early today. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for sharing some time, for sharing the drop that is you with me. Actually, the thing we're saying I want to read today is actually the first card of this deck. It's literally called One Drop. It's called One Drop. And I wanna read that, right? If we're gonna consider ourselves as rain, drops within the rain, and all of us having to participate within this, sometimes falling, in order to provide sustenance, water to the earth, to the plants, we're going to have to be the one drop and the rain at the same time, right? In accordance with unity and spirit, the circle represents a beginning that has no end. It is ever expanding potential and represents our connection with the holographic nature of oneness. We live in a world that at times feels overpowering and chaotic. It is easy to get caught up in a wild ride of emotional waves that feel as if they are out of your control, about to crash in upon you. Quantum physics views matter as a wave structure of space reality that is both continuous and discrete, both local and non local. Sometimes it's all too much to handle. You are the one drop that sits in the center of this circle and of your own reality. It is within this quiet place that you have the potential to experience calm amid the chaos of modern day existence. Choosing this card suggests that you enter the golden circle and feel its potential. Create for yourself a place of calm where you may be quiet, meditate, and remove yourself from the demands that consume your time and aggravate your emotional, physical, mental, and spiritual bodies. Remove yourself for a while from the chaos, allowing and knowing that in this still, calm place, one drop is all there is. View the rest of your life from this relaxed, tranquil, and composed place. I have one small drop of knowing in my soul. Let it melt in your ocean. Technically, it's let it dissolve in your ocean, but I like the word melt. I'm biased. So biased. Maybe I'll read something we're saying as well. Doubling down. This one. Ooh, this one, I don't know why. I think there might be like a gap in the book here that makes it easier for me to open it on this specific one. But I do like this one. It goes, fear arises from the thought, I am alone. We were just talking about the one drop, right? Yeah, you are the one drop. Oh, I'm alone. I'm one. Oh, I'm like a single drop of water falling through the air. Oh, here I go towards the ground. right? But there are drops amongst you. We are reigning together. Fear arises from the thought I am alone, separated from my creator. Yet in reality, it is the creator perceiving the creator and creating the perception that God is separate from God, right? We look at the circle and we're like, oh yes, circle. There is the circle and then there is not the circle. Surely the circle is somehow outside of the rest of it, but you can expand the circle. And now what used to be outside of the circle is now in the circle. And then you have a bigger circle and then there's things again. And you're like, oh, outside of... Thank you for joining me, friend, for sharing the circle, the drop that is your consciousness with me as well. It's nice having you here today. How are you feeling? Have you been feeling like a drop? Have you feeling like it's been coming? I'm feeling pretty good these days, Jasmine. I've been doing the things that's been expected of me, right? Trying to work harder. I'm like tripping myself out. You know, like I did choose this life. I chose. I chose this experience I'm having, and now I'm just like, oh well. Guess I'm doubling down. Guess I'm gonna lean into it even harder. I'm gonna start doing the things that is, love you. Start doing the things that I need to. So, we had a, another meditation video already filmed. I filmed my yoga today as well. That's also gonna get posted. I haven't made any AI content today. I only have like 3,400 characters left with the model that is free right now. If anything, I'm just happy that there is something on that channel, the MetaMelt channel right now. Maybe I'll let it be a little bit calm for a while longer. Maybe if things get a little bit better, I'll revisit it. Coffee. Love you too. Okay. Looks like I just got here in time. Always, Sam. You're always in the now after all, right? So no matter, even if it takes you 5 years, 50 years to come back into the space, oh goodness, my brain just melted for a second trying to imagine me 50 years older. I think there's some sort of lizard in that tree that Pippi has been hunting the whole day. She saw it once and now she's just losing her mind running around the tree. I also have kitties, Kitty Juan, Kitty 2 accompanying me. They're like, yes, whatever's happening here, we approve of these energies. I'm super grateful. Something good for a second. I've been feeling kind of low, and I'm feeling a little bit better today. How about you, friend? I'm happy to hear that, Shan. You deserve to feel better and better and better, to see yourself as the one drop melting into the infinite ocean, right? We can think of us as raining onto an infinite ocean. From that ocean, we as the one drop arise back into that infinite ocean. All of us will melt. And not from a nihilistic perspective, but very, very much from a letting go of worry, right? If you know, without a shadow of a doubt, you are going to be reconsolidated, melted back into the core of love that we all originate from, then what is there to worry about? Finances, hopes and dreams, expectations. Who needs any of it? I'm on my way to love. I take a little step at a time. Is that a Talon? Talon C? I see you too, friend. Is life just a big paradox? Yes. I mean, like the Meltmore logo is like the infinity symbol, right? That is a paradox in of itself. What do you mean something is unity and non-duality? I mean, non-duality and duality at the same time. Unity and duality at the same time. Yes, paradox, you know, to be a sign, to breathe the air that is my earth, right? to know that I'm potentially breathing oxygen molecules that are millions of years old. Isn't that bonkers? And we're just like, yeah, just breathing. Oh, just breathing. Paradoxically, that we don't lose our minds. Tay Blue joining us on the YouTube too. Leaving some love, fractals on my way out. Natalie, it was nice having you, friend. Blashan, sending you positive energy in case you need some today. I'm doing fine, I think. Still waking up, lol. I'm happy to be the experience you wake up to, Lolo. I'm happy to share the farm with you. It's been raining on and off today. It seems to be some sun shining, which is kind of nice. The birds are pretty vocal. I feel kind of protected with these little miniature lionesses supporting me. Kitty is giving herself a bath. Trips me out. Did you know that cats have these little tubules, almost like thorns, like these little that have like a gap in them. And then when they lick themselves like that, hairs get caught in that gap, and they pull those hairs through those gaps to clean themselves. It's kind of surprised when I learned it for the first time. Sending hugs, warm embraces to show that you are seen, that you are heard. You are so amazing, Talon. I I'm taking it as you're saying it to me, but I'm hoping you're saying it to every single person who reads those words. Because you are, dear friend. You're like me. Yes. You are amazing. Just think about it. Your human body, your human brain is the highest form of technology on this planet. Right? You are the highest form of technology on planet Earth. We haven't discovered anything crazier. Isn't that crazy? I couldn't find any MetaMelt, YouTube. It was kind of interesting or easy for me to find. It was like right up top, even. Maybe it's kind of like biased towards me because it knows I know. I don't know. Hello, all Morian YouTubers. Hey, brother Ryan. It's nice having you here too. Sending you good vibes. My roommate went to the hospital yesterday. It's all I can think about. What happened, Connor? Did you try to kill him again, Connor? Joy Vive making some playful remarks. What happened, Connor? What happened, dude? Hearing people go to the hospital, especially a roommate, right? Someone that you're so intrinsically spending time with, thinking about our beloved Terpillis as well right now, Clint. About Kira Burb as well. Her sister has also been in the hospital. At least we have hospitals. That's the thing I'm going to try and remind myself of. Tuners, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope he's okay. Sending him healing energies and peace of mind to your friend. Peace of mind to you as well, Connor. I'm sorry that you have to deal with that, friend. I can't imagine how hard it must be. I don't know. Apparently, he was having convulsions and lost motor functions. That's all I really know. Convulsions and the loss of motor function. Again, we just talked about the human body being the highest form of technology. That you can experience malfunction of the body, changing variables, right? My mind is telling me to practice gratitude. I'm grateful for the friends that I get to spend time with. I'm grateful for the air I get to breathe. I'm grateful for my kitties. Other kitties. going on an adventure. I'm grateful for my doggos. I'm grateful for grass. I'm grateful for the sun, for the clouds. I'm grateful for the bird sounds. No matter how lost we get, remember, we will always find ourselves again in this moment. No matter how lost we get, remember, we will always find ourselves right back in this moment. I feel like that's the thing that's been tripping me out the most throughout my entire life. This deep understanding that you can't be anywhere else, right? And it can feel kind of disempowering sometimes, even though it's one of the most powerful things in the world, where we realize that some of our friends might be experiencing difficulties, harm, even lack, struggles. And instead of, making that our reality, convincing ourselves that we're somehow evil or missing out on being able to help them, we can just acknowledge that they're in this exact same moment. Right? I feel like it's almost too much for me to process sometimes. The fact that there's 8 billion of us, 8 billion individual human beings experiencing now. That there were human beings that came before us experiencing the same exact now. Yesterday, day before yesterday, we touched on death a little bit. I feel like it's something I'm so curious about, right? Seeing how this now changes when this body dies. And it's not an encouragement or an attempt to be morbid, but very much, again, a reminder that no matter what happens, we're going to get to be in the same moment. We're going to keep finding ourselves in this moment. Katie got something stuck to one of her whiskers, and now she's losing her mind for a second. Okay, let me see. Are you sure the mycelium isn't the highest tech? Last trip, I was pretty convinced. So the only reason I don't. Oh, there it is. There's a new animal on our farm, and I've never seen one of them before. It looks like a type of squirrel, but I don't know if it is. It's already out of my field of vision. But it's like a blondish, goldish haired creature that has a fluffy, almost like spread out tail. Fine features, Like it's definitely a rodent species. You know what? Let's see if I can find a photo actually. A blonde, fluffy tail rodent. South Africa. Here, no, is it? Yeah. What? What is this thing called? Isn't that this looks too big? It might be though. Might be though. A yellow mongoose. It looks exactly like this. That little creature. This is the second time today I've seen it. It lives in one of the brick walls or those stone walls. I I'm so curious about where it came from, how far it had to go in order to be here now. I'm happy that we have a new little friend. Felt like a spirit animal the first time I saw it. Yes, a mosquito bit me, and it's one of those mosquito bites, and I've been putting on spray, by the way, Shan. But even after you've like literally scratched your skin off, it still itches. So rude. That's so rude. So, on your question of mycelium being the highest form of technology, Brother Ryan, the only reason I don't consider mycelium the highest form of technology, I consider it almost like the tree wide web, right? Like it's like an internet for trees, and they like exchange information and energy doing using mycelium networks as well. And I do think that's pretty sophisticated. The human brain and the body that is attached to it is so equipped to do certain things, right? Making art, philosophizing, communicating with audible language, communicating with a visual language, communicating with physical language, right? If someone starts beating your ass, you can probably bet that they're angry about something, right? So, like, maybe it's just my bias, right? Completely my bias. Ah, okay. I'm sorry to hear that. Really don't know. Okay, I think we're on. Connor, so sorry. Visualizing him perfectly. Thank you. I'll be honest though. The hospital told me that he has been going through an insane amount of stress. His best friend had just OD'd, and I hope he didn't try to end it. I just hate not knowing the full story. Thank you for the love, dear friends. Bless. Not knowing, right? Especially as a masculine identifying individual, Connor, we believe erroneously sometimes that by knowing what's going on, understanding, we'll know how to solve the problem. We'll know how to make it easier for ourselves. We'll know how to worry less about it. We'll know how to do something about it. And ultimately, the only thing you can really do is release. In my mind, all of my Stoic teachers are like shouting right now. Marcus Aurelius is like, Seneca is like, yeah, I know, please, please give me some space. They say, focus on the things inside of your control, accept the things outside of your control. And it is a trip, right? Again, of the not knowing, where if you knew what happened, it would be easy for you to be like, ah, okay, like this. But if, for instance, you did try to commit suicide, then there's going to be a whole layer of self judgment. Oh, why didn't I help him enough? Why didn't he come to me? Could I have done, said, you know, acted differently for him not to, etc., etc., etc. Realize that you're being compassionate and loving, and that's why you're feeling this way, and that it's okay. It's okay, friend. Down. Okay. Mm. Water corresponds to the emotions. Know how to express your feelings when appropriate, and be faithful to yourself by realizing that emotions are mere energies in perpetual transformation. I like that, Lola. I really like that. On the note of energy that got transformed, we got a new ring, and it only fits on my ring finger. It doesn't fit on my other fingers. And I was like kind of not happy about it only fitting on my ring finger. This is a ring my dad had that was like bent out of shape, and he like bent it back into a circle for me, and he gave it to me last night. And it's made of silver, sterling silver. And I was like, huh, interesting. It only fits on my ring finger. I wonder what energies the ring finger carries. And apparently, it carries like moon energy. It's connected directly to the heart, connected to love. And silver is apparently made out of the tears of Shiva and, kind of associates with that moon energy. So I am now officially married to love. Okay. Well, tuners, I'm so sorry. Love and John Shan hug to you and your roommate. 8B people, how many cats? But how many cats? Yeah, little mongoose. I think it's a mongoose. At least, Googling blonde haired, fluffy tailed rodent, like I got a photo of what I think I saw. Maybe I'll to catch a picture of it. But Pippi also noticed it, and she really doesn't approve. She's like, "Is that a squirrel? Don't you squirrel?" It's cute. Mongoose. Oh, yeah. I'm so happy. Goodness, it's adorable. Tree wide web. I love that notion. It's not mine. I heard it somewhere. It's not mine. I can't take credit. But yeah, the tree wide web or the woods wide web. Also another one. Keeps the www. Isn't it crazy that our trees can literally communicate with one another? That there is something called mother trees, right? Where she kind of like seeds new trees around her. And then because they're so small that they can't really puncture the canopy of leaves above just yet, so they can't actually get enough sunlight to produce their own sugars and photosynthesize. Mother trees, having a lot of the sun coverage, will literally, through mycelium networks, send energy to the little baby trees so that they can grow big and strong. And what's crazy is if you go into a forest and you cut down a mother tree, all of the baby trees that grew around her will die as a result. I don't know if that's fascinating or sad, but yeah, it's the truth. Mm. Yo, did you hear they're bringing back the dodo bird? As if we learned nothing from Jurassic Park. We were so concerned with whether or not we could that we didn't take a moment to consider whether or not we should. I would not mind seeing some dodo birds. Would you? Might be cool having a dodo bird eat out of my hand. Apparently, they're kind of docile as well. Glorified chickens. I'm sorry. Thank you for joining me, friend. Sending you love. The first thing they said was how much wax has he been smoking? The reason they gave was that he had withdrawal symptoms. I have never heard about withdrawals being that serious from weed. Is there? I have never had that serious myself, but I only smoke flower and occasionally keef, right? The little weed sand that falls through the little seed. Man, how much wax has he been smoking? Like I thought when I was reading your message at first, like they found like layers of wax on the inside of his lungs, and it was like just broke the handle of my small cup. I bring matcha tea every day and so confused as to do. I feel something about it now, but I want to do something about it now. Or do I just continue making the tea? Do you have super glue? If you have super glue, I feel like it might not be that difficult for you to fix it, but if you don't, it might be a little bit more difficult. I'm sorry to hear that your cup broke. It's not fun to have your precious items broken. Mm. I'm kind of like thinking whether or not it's the Meltmore cup that you got from the Patreon as well. I hope not. Just because one of them broke anyway, so I guess I can't really what one of all of the openings is they bring back the dodo. I want to see a woolly mammoth. I really want to see a woolly mammoth. Ice Age did something to my brain. Yeah, I want to see woolly mammoth, saber tooth tigers. We get sloths. We didn't have sloths like that though. Did you know there used to be massive sloths on the earth? Like rhino plus more, like I think they were bigger than rhinos. Rhino-sized sloths. That's bonkers. Doesn't even make sense to my brain. That is exactly what I've been thinking. I have a deep conversation the last time I saw him. I was worried about him for a week because he just never responded. I just heard about it yesterday. You are not responsible, Connor. I hope that goes without saying, dear friend. You are worthy of love. We can only do that much. You have been showing up, all right? And we cannot hate other people for not showing up with us, but we should also not hate ourselves for other people not showing up with us. At least that's the way I feel about it. Duck Dad, it's nice seeing you, friend. I just stepped in wet cat puke, walking down the stairs, saying hello to you all, still smiling. I'm proud of you, Brother Bear. Thank you for being so strong. I'm sorry that you have to embrace this craziness. It's kind of weird. Like, I don't know if I want to share this. I feel it's necessary. Today, the first thing I did was unclog a toilet. Right? I mean, I'm sorry, but I even wrote about it in my journal. Let me actually this is gonna trip you out, brother Duck Dad. Check this out, dude. Check this out. Daily diary. Here we go. I woke up well rested, having unclogged my toilet. Wait. I woke up well rested, having dreamt, unclogged my toilet as my first mission, feeling into the grime I'll sometimes have to face. I can do so and still love. Right? Like, what are the odds, Doug, that you step in cat puke and I had to unclog a toilet this morning, right? Like, literally, a new day. We step in cat puke. We're like, fucking fuck. Still be loving, still show up, regardless. I'm proud of you, Brother Bear. Thank you for still smiling. Okay. Joy Vive, we're also bringing back William Mammoth. There we go, Sam. Science is just the business of the accrual of facts, clearly not utilization. Yeah, we're going to do some wacky things with science going into our future. We'll probably have most of our science done by computers within the next 20 years. The computers are going to teach us how to science. Shan, my day isn't going to be great. Little squish, little squish feet ain't killing my vibe. Yeah. The duck, my Koji, has had diarrhea since Friday. Pools of poops everywhere. You as well? What are the odds? What are the odds that we're literally stepping in metaphorical, metaphysical shit right now? Hey, friend. Thank you for joining me. Interesting topic. Thank you. If you friends want to have like a little bit of an upgrade in stream quality, you'll be able to see more, potentially hear me better as well. On the same username, Meltmore, I also stream on the YouTube side. Thank you for joining me, friend. I'm sorry that I'm not as active on the YouNow side. Thank tunes. Maybe bring him food and play some games in quiet or something. Let him know you appreciate his presence. Sorry you're feeling shaken. Love you. We do love you. I like that attitude, Duck Dad. You sadly can't see him right now, Siobhan. When you can, you will, I'm sure. That sounds like alcohol withdrawal tunes. I feel like it could be. I've never heard someone, react that badly to not smoking weed. But I've also not had too many exposures of stuff like that. I am naive. I know nothing, after all. The handle broken more than one part. One I found, the other is probably in the sink somewhere. I just managed to not get frustrated about it and then went to pick it up and see it's made in Japan. You too, Melina. How curious. How curious, right? Broken cups, cats with diarrhea, cats puking, clogged toilets. Are you friends having challenges, right? Drops of difficulty, flowing into your life as well. I'm tripping out hard on your experience and words. I feel seen. You are seen, Doug. That we are all like, and like the fact that we have so much synchronicity, right, within this community, that we're collectively going through these same but different challenges, right? Like in and for every single one of us, there's like a certain layer of difficulty, right? For Melita having her favorite cup as she drinks her tea out of break, difficulty. Genevieve dealing with a cat of diarrhea. That sounds like some difficulty. Clogging the toilet, unclogging the toilet. I cannot stand bad smells. That was difficult to me. You stepping in puke. All of us going through these difficulties, and yet still, regardless of the stuff we go through, still showing up as the one drop, right? Recognizing that even though, we might have our flow interrupted, you're not any less that one drop, which made me feel a bit worse about it. Weirdly enough, I don't know why, Melita, and this is probably just bias, but I feel better about the fact that your cup broke and it's from Japan. What do you call the practice of fixing things with gold? Yeah, kintsugi. Kintsugi, all right? The Japanese literally have a practice called kintsugi, where they fix broken pottery with gold. You know, the broken part of it becomes accentuated and made beautiful. And I know you probably don't have any gold to fix your cup with, but the fact that it's from Japan connected that fractal in my brain at least. In time, but until then, focus on breath. When you find yourself getting lost in the mind, stay grounded and try not to spiral, friend. Thank you, Jovan, for giving such beautiful wisdom. I agree completely. Breathe, please breathe. Just breathe. I know I'm not responsible. I did try. I am grateful. I had a moment, even if we were intoxicated. I had a friend die recently, and we connected on that. I also forgot that he said he hadn't slept in 3 days. Yeah, I don't know how people do stuff like that. Like it, not sleeping 3 days and then, potentially abstaining from something. That sounds like a recipe for disaster. I'm happy that he has medical attention right now, if anything. I never wake up well rested. My alarm goes off at 6 and I wake up tired, angry, and confused. Then I log into YouTube. Joy Vive. Duck Dad saying, I'm sorry, best wishes to Kitty. Joy Vive, the only thing I can recommend for waking up tired, angry, and confused is water. That's the only thing that helps me because I also kind of wake up tired, angry, and confused, right? And then I'm like, I don't wanna, I don't wanna move. I don't wanna do things. I don't wanna get out of my bed, and then I do. I stand up. I have Endura. It's nice having you, friend. Love you. I go outside and I stare into the sun. Not really. I kind of like, like stare into the sun like this. Like I flirt with staring into the sun, and then I get like super bright light exposure until my eyes stop feeling that like trying to close itself off. And then I'm like, ah, yes, I have been light exposed. And then I drink an excessive amount of water. And then I stop feeling like death. And then I'm well rested. I'm like, ah, now time to journal. So well rested. Maybe it's just me staring into the sun. My brain is like, what are you doing now? Run away. Hope your kitty feels better soon. Joy Vive. Thank you, Shan, for that love as well. At least it can still be used, but its superposition of it being in half of something is pulling me so hard from the inside. I'll find all the parts. I'll try to make a fake gold kintsugi thingy. There you go. You see the fractal. I love you, friend. Thank you for not throwing it away, right? Being like, cup's broken. Yeets the rest of it away as well. Mercury is not even in retrograde right now, I think. As as much as I believe in the retrograde of Mercury and so on and so forth, I'm an asparagus gobbers in my brain. And I feel, no matter what, life is going damages. I feel like by the precipice, like the principle of living, you're gonna have to live, right? And living comes with challenges. Like just food, for example. Like you are tasked with the challenge of sourcing food and making sure you don't die of hunger, right? That seems like a whole challenge. And then not only that, like imagine if it was just that easy. Like you would just eat food and then not die, right? But no. Now there's food choices, right? And certain food choices, even though you won't die eating it, you'll die faster eating it than you will die eating something else. It's so absurd. So I've been really good with my diet these days, and I feel significantly better for it. But I'm just thinking to myself how I don't want to say how hard it is because it's not that hard, but it is a level of commitment that I've made to myself now again, right? And I'm trying to think about how I can give that to someone else, right? And I know that it's not that easy. It's not even that easy for myself. Like I've gone through moments where it's impossible for me to be mindful of the things that I eat, that I just do not care, and I just kind of gouge myself. And then it becomes a negative feedback loop. Learning that insulin makes you more hungry was a crazy revelation to me recently. That as soon as you start eating sugar, your body spikes your insulin, and then all of the nutrients get absorbed into your cells, and then there is still leftover insulin, leaving your cells open. Right? They're like literally like little hungry birds. Mama, 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 give me more food. And then that mama, give me more food releases more ghrelin, and then your brain is like, you are hungry, and then you eat more sugar, and then you release more insulin, and then all of the sugar gets absorbed, and then those cells are open. Over and over again. It's so crazy how these bodies work. And we understand more than we ever have. And yet, knowing how your body works doesn't always necessarily make it easier. Doesn't make it easier, but it does at the same time. It's just like one of those things that we have to keep being reminded of. It's like almost like every single freaking moment, every day, every second. Is that a Maulau? I see. Love you. Thank you for your comments on the YouTube these days, friends. I've been seeing you. Been sending so much love. Thank you. It means more than I can say. It's not. But we're still in the shadow till April. There we go. It's gonna be fine. Sounds like a project I would love to try, right? Thanks for the help. We have sun today, heat wave almost above freezing. Huh, that's not too bad, at least, right? At least that's the way I'm trying to think about it. It's nice. It's not too cold. I can do the water, but it's a pitch black when I get up. Yeah. Have you considered me being like, buy some products? Have you considered getting one of those like light therapy lamps? I know how you like to buy things, Joyleaf. And I unfortunately don't have a Meltmore morning light just yet. But I'm gonna fire my lasers, in your eyeballs for the first hour. Like it's good to get bright light exposure first thing in the morning. At least if in the first hour of waking up. Maybe you can just like really crank the brightness of my streams. Get yourself like a 4,000 nit screen. 4,000 nit screens don't exist. I know. Maybe one day, 4,000, like literally the sun coming through the screen at your eyeballs. Exposure. Yes. I'm happy that you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Melita. Yo, insulin. Shoo. Exactly. Shoo, insulin. And these days, I believe at least that my insulin hasn't been spiking because I'm not getting hungry anymore. I eat my one meal a day, where I eat like eggs and some sort of meat. Hopefully, it has some collagen in it. I drink a cup of keto coffee, where I put like some fat into, and then I'm waxed. Done. I don't need to eat again until the next day. And then I wake up the next morning and I don't think about food. It's like a miracle to me. I'm like, whoa, I can not think about food ceaselessly. I have mental resources to invest differently. Wow. So much freedoms. So much energy. So much energy. I honestly believe that the amount of Rajasic means to like be actionable, to go and do things, right? Energy I've had these days has been through the roof because of keto as well. I've been filming videos. I've been writing scripts for the videos I've been filming. Still making my art and showing up for these streams. I also filmed the YouTube video today, so I feel clear. I feel capable of actually doing the things that I know I should be doing, and I don't know how much of it is my food choices and how much of it is just my own fed upness, right? Like my higher self has been aggressive, to say the least. It's like my ego has been getting itself dumpstered. Like imagine like your ego self is like your body basically, right? Because you attach your ego to your body. Your ego tells you mean stories when it looks at itself in the mirror and sees like a blemish on your skin or an extra roll of fat, etc., etc. But your higher self is disembodied, infinite, right? And then it's like this being of light, of infinite light, absolutely melting on my ego self, and it's just like, and I have to try and align with that light in order to not get burnt by it, right? I have to like be a mirror to that light instead of a smudge of blackness that just gets heated up. Is this making sense? I hope so. I do hope so. What's new besides more food choices for those in affluent nations? What is new? I feel even though it's not new, the AI revolution that's coming, Maula, Hoopy, we're gonna see some wackiness, dude. Like some real wackiness within the next few years. And it's gonna be a new world in that way. You now, police. Hey to you, friend. I am a law abiding citizen. Am I a law abiding citizen? Yeah. I'm pretty law abiding. I'm pretty law abiding. Yeah. Okay. It's really important to keep ourselves insulin sensitive. Yes, Joyviv, that is a good thing. Peak winter, it gets dark here at 4 p.m. and the sun comes out at 7 a.m. And then it's gray. Lol. Sugar is the devil. I dreamt about cake. Sure. You know, I haven't dreamt about cake, but my sister made something called tiramisu. It is coffee with rum that you soak white cake in, and then you layer that white cake, that rum coffee soaked white cake, with cream, and then it gets covered by a layer of cacao. Oh my goodness. I haven't tasted a single piece, and there's like a whole thing of it in the fridge. And I opened the fridge to get myself some tomatoes that I cut in pieces, and I can feel this part of my soul reaching, being like yes, and then I reach down and I grab a tomato instead. And I'm like, shut up. Maybe I'll still eat some of it. I have been doing good. I've actually lost a lot of weight. I'm getting back in shape. I'm really proud of myself these days. Like I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Seriously, it's like this energy has come over me of like, you know what? I'm done feeling bad about myself. telling myself stories of insignificance, of lack, of disdain, of how, evil I am for doing one thing or another. And I'm just going to do the things that I know my ego likes, right? And it is this weird one drop kind of perspective where I know my ego wants to consider itself the one, right? It wants to be the dude. My ego, please, higher sound. Beating the shit out of me. It really wants to consider itself great, wants to consider itself so fantastic, so wonderful, so capable, so strong. So I'm leaning into it, right? Instead of tripping myself out about who I'm trying to be or who I want to be from a persona perspective, I'm just doing the things. I'm like stroking my own ego, I guess, right? So that my ego doesn't have any ammunition to hurt me with. Does this make any sense? And I don't know if it's selfish, right? Because weirdly enough, as I've been doing this, it's almost like my ego has less to say about things, right? It allows me a sense of quietness where normally, like if I, spent my day excessively eating, sugar or even fruit, and I haven't exercised, and I feel that stiffness in my joints and my neck, like this inflammation that's like pulsing through my body. I start telling myself really mean things, you're a piece of shit. All of this work you're doing, and now you're throwing it in the fucking ground. If you keep this up, you're gonna fucking die. Damn. Please. And now trying to do the things that apparently are good for me, it's almost like that ego shuts the fuck up a little bit more. I feel like that is going to be one of our biggest challenges in this lifetime is befriending yourself. Befriending yourself, right? Allowing yourself to be the person you think you are, and then at the same time reflecting actively on who that is, right? So it's this dual, you are the highest self, right? Infinity, God, if you will. But you are also a human being, a body, physicality, right? And you have to figure out how to live as that divinity while being body. And then, as that body, you have to do the things that align with that divinity egoically. Right? Is that, and how are we supposed to do that well? How are we supposed to keep that up if not for reminders? Like, you friends remind me every day. Like, I feel like I'm being reminded right now. Like, I can feel the collective thinking that's happening in this space. The amount of work you've done dealing with ego, the amount of work you've done trying to, learn how to be a better human as well. Gateway process. It's nice having you here, Jules. How are you, friend? It's nice having you. Whoop whoop, bulletproof coffee. I've been putting some lion's mane powder in mine lately. I really want lion's mane powder, specifically fruiting body lion's mane powder, but I only have access to myceliated grain. I paid like $60 for freaking, like, there was a friend of mine who told me he's starting. I want to show you this. Holding onto her face, licking it. There was a friend of mine who decided he's going to start a mushroom slash fungi business, right? And he asked me if I could support him. And I went onto his website and I found that he sells lion's mane. Like, that's what the website, states. Lion's mane powder. And then I'm like, lion's mane powder for $60. That is kind of expensive, but it does, boost brain-derived neurotropic factors. So maybe I'm willing to spend $60 for my brains. And then after I kind of like went through the process of purchasing this product and it arriving, I noticed so much, like literally almost 60% of the fine mass was pieces of grain, right? Like I could still see like the corn shells in the powder. And I was like, bruh, this is my celiate grain. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, that is important information to share with your customers. And he was like, sorry about that. And I'm like, it's okay. It's so okay. And then I never purchased it again. Surprise, surprise. So yeah, I'm also looking for proper fruiting body lion's mane. I wish it was growing here. Unfortunately, it's just too dry. It's just a little bit too dry, and it's so hard to grow yourself. It grows on hardwoods. And if I'm gonna try and grow it, I'm gonna have to set up some sort of grow tent. Maybe we'll do that as well. Where do you get your lion's mane powder, Mel? Do figure out. Apparently, since you're living in the States, you are living in the States, right, Sam? You can find it through Paul Stamets' website. I do believe he sells in America almost exclusively. Dare come close to me and meet your maker. Return to love, mosquitoes. I dare you to touch my body. Don't you dare come close to me, you mosquitoes. I'm gonna cover myself a little bit more. The mosquitoes are coming out, trying to eat my blood. My fat 37-year-old butt got up on the high bar at my daughter's gymnastic yesterday and tripped out a whole gym full of kids that I still had it. First time in 20 years. I'm sore in the best way. I'm proud of you, Duck Dad. Right? You don't have to do a lot. You don't have to do a lot. You can literally just start by doing 10 squats when you wake up in the morning. Boop. Done. You don't have to do anything else. You can. I'd recommend you do. I'm posting the yoga we do to the YouTube now as well. So you can follow along with that yoga. It's like 15, 20 minutes of yoga. And then you're done, right? Your whole day's worth of yoga taken care of. Just moving your body is the best thing you can do for yourself, right? Longevity wise, mental health wise, self perception, self esteem. It's so crazy. It's like the best drug you can take, exercise. So, my higher self is made of light. Does it mean my higher self isn't fat? Your higher self is beyond embodiment, I believe. And that's why I say, Joy Vive, your higher self is beyond embodiment. But because of that, it's light, right? Both in the term of like light as the thing we see, but also in a weight, right? When you're disembodied, just imagine how easy it is for you to move throughout infinity, right? And then you come into body. And I'm like, I'm so slow. I'm so slow. This body is so slow. Even if this is like the fastest my arm can move, right? So slow. Tripping myself out. The soul, the mind, even, right, is in an order of magnitude faster. So by taking care of the body, allowing it to be in a light state, right? You don't have to be a certain body type, but get yourself strong, and getting strong makes you feel light, right? I feel that's the thing I'm trying to get at, Joy V. Thanks, Mel. Thank you. tiramisu. We have that here too, Melty. It's a whole vibe. It's so good, Joyviv. Like my mind is like, you want some tiramisu? No, I'll have some maybe in the weekend. I'm not gonna have any now. Mm-mm. Come back to say not to spend that $5 in one place and see us into a deep melt. Came back to say not to spend that $5 all in one place and see us into a deep melt. I have absolutely no idea what that means, Natalie. I'm so confused. I appreciate the love nonetheless, though. How are you feeling? Thank you for all the love, friends. Be the friend you need to yourself. Yes. Joy Vive saying, Melt, did you find any more about that song that Rambler posted that was written for you? It's so beautiful. Did I find any more about? I remember that you hear that? I think it's that creature. I think Pippi has it cornered in the tree or something. Where is it, Pippi? There it is. There it goes. Do you see it? I saw it for like a second. I hope I didn't fudge the camera work. It might just be a normal squirrel. But I don't know if you heard that sound it was making, but it was almost like it was trolling Pippi. Like it was sitting in the tree and like cursing profanities. Yeah, you suck, Pippi. Can't get me up. I climb trees. So crazy to me that it just freaking vanished. I saw it for a second. Hmm. I don't want you to kill it, Pippi, because I know that's what you want to do. Freaking psychopath. I just want to see it. I just want to see that little creature. Look at Pippi. She's never been that aware in her whole life. She's like laser focus mode. Yes, I think I focus. Where is that little creature now? Maybe you saw it for a second. I'm not going to trip myself out much longer about where it is. Welcome to the farm, little creature. Please do keep yourself safe. Pippi is insane. Like, don't get close to her. Like, she'll murder you. She will murder you. Oh, okay. And then I looked at him, and then he looked at me, and then I looked at him, and then he looked at me, and I looked at him. Oh wow! Whoa! I only seeing it now, but all right. This is a nice view, sure, but look, sick. We'll take that as our view for a few moments while I read the comments. Might as well powderish. All can be used. It's okay if it's powderish, but fruiting body is like the actual thing that contains most of the compounds boost brain neurotropic factor, and myceliated grain apparently has significantly less of that. So it's just about what it is you want, what it is you can find, I guess. Mm, bro and broettes. I'll look up the process for growing lion's mane and I can make a tutorial for all of you. Maybe I can help you grow it. There we go. My fat is all stress and crap eating. I'm still an incredibly athletic person. I'm not in any way judging you, Brother Duck Dad. I just want you to be light, Brother Bear, in all terms of the word. Strong AF. Did Pippi get the mongoose? No, fortunately not. I don't know if you also heard that sound, but it sounds like that mongoose is like like playing games, shouting at Pippi. Man, you suck. You can't get me up here, loser. Love you, friends. Gotta work. See you tomorrow. Love you, Jovan. We'll see you again soon, friend. Love this exploration. Goes well with my ethnic background music as well. Man, what a trip. That's a pretty cool fractal. Okay. We'll pull a sacred geometry card. I feel like it is time. I really enjoy these streams. Today's stream of drops of rain paired with literally hundreds of tons of water in the background. You got distracted, Mel. You were going to say more about the song written for you. Did you tell your parents? Nope. I don't. I don't get to talk about the things I love with my parents or the things that I find fascinating because either I'll be met with silence or I'll be met with criticism that'll make me feel bad about myself. So it kind of created this narrative in my mind that I ought not to share the things I'm passionate about with my family. It's almost like I try to keep it safe. I get to share the things I'm passionate about with you, friends, at least. Car time, I must go. Well, be well, everyone. May your days be filled with less squishy cat puke than absolutely necessary. Love you, Duck Dad. Have an amazing day, friend. So yeah, like I used to tune into our beloved sloth friend's Reddit streams. He used to do really well on Reddit as well, actually. Like his career got a little bit tanked by the melting of Arpan as well. It really is, I'm just gonna get myself all emotional again if I think about that shit, isn't it? Freaking killing Arpan. Maybe it will come back. There we go. Back live. I believe that was an Arpan stream that he, I captured and posted to the YouTube afterwards. Did I miss the card? Nope. We're just about pulling it. Thank you for being back for it. Do send your energies. Actually, I'm going to specifically focus on your energy, Jules, to pull today's card. I see Julia's smiling face. I see Julia making a blanket. I see Julia riding her bike outside. There we go. The YouTube is the passion flower. A hand holding a flower, a cardinal sitting on some vines, lightning energies, tortillas, and a passion flower right at the center. The passion flower. The passion flower. So pretty. Have we pulled this one before? I think we have, but maybe a very long time ago. Like the last of last, I was at Christian's place. I think was the last time we pulled this card. The passion flower. All right. I don't know if my YouTube is still broken. I'm guessing it's working. But it's going to be a nice and private reading, I guess. Card number 45. Appreciation and awareness. I hope Julia is still here. Only two of us, just you and me, Shan. Yeah, you, me, and Shan, I guess. Seems good for everybody. Okay. Are you ready? That's crazy. My grandma loved cardinals. I brought her a stuffed plush cardinal that she died holding in her hand. So this I feel is like literally her in this moment, Jules. There we go. More friends. I'm just happy to have you here. This is like specifically for you. What are the odds, Jules? My brain is melting right now. Still nice having you here, Sam. Thank you. Appreciation and awareness as the core meanings. Embedded within this card is the image of a beautiful configuration known as the flower of life. It is made up of 19 interlocking circles that represent a lattice of pure life force. A brightly colored cardinal, torch ginger, and in the center, a passion flower call upon you to recognize and appreciate the perfection of nature and the beauty that lies within you. Two hands cradle and dynamically energize this card. This is a prayer of appreciation and a call to awareness. Gaze at the center of this informational pattern and the passion flower at its core. Allow this life force to activate an attitude of appreciation and fill your awareness with exactly what you need to know at this moment. Feel how that recognition affects you, body, mind, and spirit. Appreciation is recognition of the divine nature of everything, including the direction your life is taking at this time. Recognize the value of your chosen path. Become aware of how your passion is flowering. Recognize the evolution of your visionary path and hold dear the feeling of what it's like to follow your bliss. Love you, friends, so much. Thank you. Thank you, Gateway. You were here for this, my friend. You asked. You showed up. I'm tripping out. Like it's the synchronicity of your grandma loving the cardinal and you giving her like a stuffed cardinal plushie to hold on to when she was passing. This is almost too much for my brain to handle right now. The one drop ripples outwards, touching the lives of every single person we come into contact with. Thank you, friends, for choosing to come into contact with me. Right? Sure. Maybe it's digitally. Brother Merman. What a trip seeing you here, friend. It's so nice seeing your name. I love you, dear friend. I wasn't supposed to be here in theory today. My friend is 30 minutes late, so I jumped on. Perfect synchronicity in that case. I love you so much. I have this flower growing in my neighborhood. It's very nice and has a lot of symbolism attached to it. See your passion flowering. Lolo is here too. In theory, you cannot be anywhere other than where you're. You did tune into Space Energy Melt. I know I did, but I still consider myself insane instead of maybe I'm not insane. Just maybe what we're doing here is at least somewhat based in reality. some reason, considering that is even more scary. And, oh goodness, the fact that with such synchron, I think that's the only card in the whole deck that has a cardinal in it. What a trip. I thought I'd be going out 30 minutes ago, but I'm still here. I'll leave you friends be. Reality is an illusion. And you as the perfect synchronicity, right? Like it might be an illusion, but it's an illusion facilitated by you, for you, ceaselessly. Thank you for tripping out with me. I appreciate it so much. Melt, we all work on vibes. Yes, we do. Energy is the real currency of the universe, and you friends share so much with me. I believe you friends really sees the energy I tried to share with you as well, right? Otherwise, we wouldn't find ourselves in moments like this. But I appreciate you for being willing to. I love you so much. You are worthy of love. You're amazing. You're beautiful. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you, Shan. I hope you have an astounding day as well. Love you. Until tomorrow. I'm glad your food is feeling better. Thank you, Joy V. It's gonna feel even better still. More better, more healing, more love. Love you. Till next time, dear friends. Goodbye, everyone.